Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be doing a book review discussion, both. My February book for this, for this month because it's February, was The Assistants by Camille Perry. I got this as a Christmas gift last year, and then if you don't know, I'm doing a personal challenges type for this year where instead of resolutions, I'm doing personal challenges. And one of my challenges is to read 12 books by the end of the year, so pretty much a book per month. The reason that I'm doing it is that way is because I have a tendency to binge at times, so I'll have a period where I'm really into comics and I will buy a lot of comics, or I'll get a lot of comics from the library and I will binge those, or I have like gaming where I'm just really into gaming. So I kind of go through spurts of the things that I like, and I love reading. I want to keep reading. I don't think I did a lot of reading last year, unfortunately, so this year I'm trying to read more, but I also don't want to cause myself to burn out, so I figure if I do a book a month, if I start the first day or within the first week and I finish it by, say, week 2, then it's not super bad because that gives me like some time in between books. But anyways, I picked this up because I thought I got it as a Christmas gift and I would go ahead and just read it as my February book. So I'm going to go ahead and read the back of this just to kind of give you an idea. Be warned, there are probably going to be spoilers, so if you haven't read this, please walk away from this video unless you don't really care about spoilers or books and you just want to sit here and watch something while you're cleaning or eating. I don't know, that's perfectly fine. But if you're currently reading this, or if you want to read this and you don't want spoilers, step away from this video. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and get started with reading the back of this. Tina Fontana is a 30-year-old executive assistant, and after 6 years spent making reservations and pouring drinks from bottles that cost more than her monthly rent, the glamour of working for a media company in New York has completely faded, while her student loan debt has not. After a technical error with her boss's expense report presents Tina with the opportunity to pay off the entire balance of her loan, she falls down the rabbit hole of a full-blown embezzlement scheme, and before she knows it, she's at the forefront of a movement that has implications far beyond what anyone anticipated. Sounds good, right? This is a good book. I will start by saying that. It's a good book. I'm doing a rating system of out of 5 this year. And see, I still have my marker. Or my bookmark. I feel like I'm going all over the place with this. But anyway, I will say that this is a good book, but it's not a great book. If I had to just rate this, and I'm gonna go ahead and do it now, I would give it a 3 out of 5. It was gonna be a 4. I really wanted it to be a 4 out of 5 because it is, I feel like it's a good book. I would definitely recommend people reading it. I maybe wouldn't suggest buying it. The cost of it here in the US is $16. Go to the library, pick it up from the library. I don't think that this is a must-have book. But the reason I'm giving it a 3 and not a 4 is because, well, it's a good book. It's a good setup in terms of the embezzlement scheme, because I read into it and I thought, I don't know where this is gonna go. This kind of seems like it's gonna, I mean, it's a short book already, but it seems like it's really not gonna be that interesting, or it's just gonna be something where, wow, bam, it's done. No, it kind of builds up. There are more people getting involved than what I thought would be necessary. But my issue with this book is the ending. I feel like we are in a moment in time where we're like, yeah, stick it to the man. You know, what the bad things that you do are gonna be okay, and there's no consequence because, you know, you're doing something for the greater good. And I don't like that train of thoughts. I feel like if you do something wrong, you still have to own it and you have to accept the consequences that you take from it. This book doesn't do that. This book kind of evens it out for both parties, and I don't like that. I'm not okay with it. She doesn't have integrity by the end of this book, in my opinion. Because when you have integrity, she was so close to that point of owning it and taking responsibility, and just, she knows from the very beginning that her actions are not great, but she doesn't do anything. She easily could have had, there are many moments I feel like where she could have told somebody, she could have reached out to the police, or she could have reached out to her boss or somebody and said, hey, this is what's going on. Yes, I did this, but, and it's like, I don't know. I didn't like I wasn't happy with the ending. What comes out of it is great. It's great that this movement that I want to talk about this, but I don't want to do spoilers. The whole like the nonprofit side of it that builds up for the end is great, and I think it's a genius idea. If anybody did that in real life, I think that would be genius, and I think it would definitely help women everywhere to reduce their debt and to really be able to have that freedom to focus on paying their bills and their, you know, other things going on, and knowing that they don't have to worry about paying their debt or having a meal. So I think that the nonprofit idea here is really genius and brilliant, and like it's great to see that that's what comes of it, but at the same time there's no real there's no real consequence to it. Basically, they get, just flat out saying it, they get away with it. They get away with the embezzlement scheme, and it's not that her boss doesn't know, because I think he has this, like, by the end of it, he knows that she's capable. But like they both know what they did and what they've done in the past and what they're doing now, and I didn't sit right with me. I can't. I don't like that ending. I had kind of braced myself for it because I've read a couple of books in the past that are like this, and I just don't really like them. I don't know why I keep reading books like that, but those aren't as great as this one. This one, like I said, I really wanted it to be a 4 out of 5 or a 5 out of 5, but because of the ending, I just can't do that. So it's a 3 out of 5, but I would still recommend it to people. I do like that it's not super long. It's, if you don't include the acknowledgements, it is, and let's see, does it start us right at, okay, if you don't include the acknowledgements, the book itself is at 279 pages. So I started this, I think, the 2nd day of February, and we are now on the 7th, and I'm done with it. So I next time probably should pick a thicker book, but what I do like about this is that at the end it has a discussion guide, and then it does have yeah, so it has questions that you can go through, which I think is pretty nice. You don't see this in a lot of new books anymore. And then past that, it is like an actual interview type conversation with the author, which I think is cool. It's nice. I wish I had somebody else that has read this or that will read this that I know of to kind of go through this book with them. But yeah, I hope that this review discussion kind of helped you to know if you want to read this or not. And I hope I wasn't super everywhere with it. I know I'm not the greatest at like reviewing and giving my opinion in a concise manner. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I will see you next time. Bye.